Okay, if you've ever worked on, well, any project, not just code, you know that heart in your Okay, if you've ever worked on, well, any project, not just code, you know that heart in your stomach feeling when you realize you just broke everything. Today, we're talking about the safety net that makes sure that disaster never, ever has to happen again.
But hey, before we get to the solution, let's set the stage with a problem. Just picture it. You're trying to build something complex, maybe with a few other people, and you have no system to track your changes. It is a guaranteed recipe for pure, unadulterated chaos.
I am willing to bet this looks painfully familiar. You start with My Project V1, then you save a copy as V2. Your colleague John emails you his changes in a zip file. Then you spend the next hour trying to manually copy and paste his work into your latest version, just praying you don't overwrite something critical. It's messy, it's stressful, and honestly, it's a huge waste of time. At some point, when you're staring at a folder full of files named final underscore V2, and my personal favorite, really underscore final underscore this time I swear, you just have to ask yourself this question. And the good news? Yes, there absolutely is a better way.
So, the general solution here is something called a version control system. The easiest way to think about it is like an automatic, super intelligent librarian for your entire project. It doesn't just store your files. It meticulously tracks every single change, who made it, and when they made it.
And in the world of software development, the undisputed champion of version control is Git. I mean, it's not just another tool. It's the fundamental language of collaboration for developers pretty much everywhere. Learning it isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential.
So, how does it all work? Well, the best way to think about Git is as a time machine for your code. It literally gives you the power to jump back to any point in your project's history instantly. And the fundamental building block of this time machine is the commit. A commit is basically you taking a snapshot of your entire project at a very specific moment. It's exactly like hitting the save point in a video game right before a big boss battle. You're creating a save point you know you can always come back to. And as you make these commits, one after another, you build this clean, linear history of your entire project. Each checkpoint builds on the last one, creating a crystal clear timeline of every decision, every addition, and every fix. You can see exactly how the project evolved, right from that initial spark of an idea all the way to the clean, refactored code. Okay, that's cool, but what about teamwork? Or what if you just want to try out a crazy new idea without totally wrecking the stable, working version of your project? This, my friends, is where Git's real magic comes in. It lets you work in parallel universes. In Git, these parallel universes are called branches. A branch is really just a copy of your project where you can go wild and experiment freely. You can add new features, fix bugs, completely rewrite things, all without touching the original, stable version of your code. It's your own personal sandbox. And the workflow is just beautiful in its simplicity. You start on your main stable branch, then you create a new branch for whatever task you're working on. You do all your work there, making as many commits as you need, and then once you're happy and you know everything works, you merge those changes right back into the main project. It's safe, it's clean, and it's incredibly organized.
So Git is the tool that manages this whole process on your own computer. But how do you share this amazing history with your team and bring everyone's work together? Well, that's where we move from just local code to true collaboration.
And this brings us to a really crucial distinction: Git versus GitHub. It's something that trips a lot of people up. See, Git is the software on your computer. It's your personal time machine. GitHub is a website, a cloud platform that hosts your project's history. Think of it as the central hub where everyone on your team can see and share their work. So, the full collaborative workflow really brings it all together. You create a branch and make commits locally on your computer using Git. Then you push your branch up to GitHub for everyone to see. From there, you open what's called a pull request. This is the absolute heart of collaboration. It's a formal request to merge your changes, and it's where your team can review your code, leave comments, and suggest improvements before it gets approved and merged. Finally, everyone pulls those updates back down to their own computers to stay in sync. So when you put all of this together, the commits, the branches, a shared history on GitHub, you get something incredibly powerful. You get the ultimate undo button for your entire project. This whole system just gives you this incredible peace of mind. If you accidentally introduce a bug that breaks everything, you don't have to panic. You don't have to manually dig through files to undo your changes. You can just tell Git, hey, take me back to that commit from yesterday when everything was working, and boom,
instantly. It's like the mistake never even happened. So, the crucial point is this, and it's a big one. Mastering these tools isn't an optional skill anymore. For anyone who is serious about a career in software development, it's a fundamental requirement. It is the difference between working like a professional and just, tinkering. And this is the real takeaway. When you stop being afraid of breaking things, when you have a safety net that lets you experiment and rewind time whenever you want, it frees you up to be so much more creative and ambitious. So the only question left is, what will you build?